I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies, and today I'm out here practicing. A lot of archers have asked me to do videos on shooting form and how to improve archery. Now, what I want to concentrate on today is not the shooting form, but it's about your mind. It's about practicing. The more you practice, the better you're going to shoot. And that sounds like an old adage, but you've got to get your mind right. You know, when you're young, when I was young, I wasn't very good at sport. Didn't matter how much I threw the baseball, I never got a chance to pitch. And I used to throw the baseball for 2 hours every night. With archery, basically, the more you shoot, the better you're going to get. And you never have a mindset of basically, I'm going to join the Olympics. You just have a mindset is, I'm going to work. This is, I'm going to work towards a goal. Now, I didn't even have a goal in mind. All I said was, I'm going to come home from school, shoot 60 arrows, and then go inside and work or do homework. So my whole thing was, when I was a junior, I was the worst archer in the state. In fact, it took me 3 weeks to hit the gold in the center of the target. And when I did, I ran up the stairs, told the guy in the canteen of my archery club that I hit the gold. He wasn't very impressed. But for me, it was a major achievement. And it was probably an RC shot that I hit the gold, based that my other arrows were all around the target. But the thing was, in the 6 months from the time I started to the time I shot in the Nationals, I shot every day. 60 arrows a day, not because I thought I was good, just because I liked shooting. And what I liked about shooting was there was no pressure. When I say no pressure, there was no, if you play baseball and you're throwing the baseball, how do I get to pitch? There's always pressure on you from other teammates. I was just out here shooting arrows because I liked it. Now, what happened to me was, before the Nationals, everyone was better than me before the Nationals. And about a month before the Nationals, I shot an Australian record, and I turned up to the Nationals, and everyone was better than me. And the person I was shooting against, well, all the kids I was shooting against, but there was one kid there I'm still friends with today. He held every Australian record except for the one I broke, basically, just before the Nationals. Now, he was expected to win. I didn't even have a concept of winning, right? His gear was better. He'd been shooting for years. I didn't even have a concept. I just went out there and did my best, okay? But what had happened was, I'd shot so much beforehand, it made me good. And I shot the Australian record and I won the Nationals. Now, that's what tends to happen. When I used to train juniors, we shot Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. And then the days off, they still had to shoot at home. Now, 5 of those kids won the Australian Championships. I think there was 3 on the national team, maybe 4. And there was 1 kid who was off the world record by 1 point. And one of those juniors became a national champion as an adult as well. But the key was, it's not that these kids had talent. I'm not saying they didn't have talent. The thing is, they trained hard, they worked hard, and they got results. So when people come into the sport, the first thing they say is, I've got no concept of shooting a competition. I go, yeah, that's fine. And never have a concept of shooting a competition. Just have a concept is, I'm going to get there and shoot arrows. I'm going to go and shoot 30 arrows a night because it's nice, or because it breaks my day up. I'm at work, I've had a stressful day at school or stressful day at work. I come home, shoot some arrows and just relax a little bit, then I go inside and do my work. So that's why I shoot. It just breaks my day up. It's basically complete relaxation. I've got to completely focus, and then I can go about doing the work I've got to do. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, I'm not very coordinated, or I'm overweight. Yeah, that's true. And you know what? In archery, I don't care what your disability is. I don't care if you don't have 2 arms, because the American national champion is missing both arms. He still won the championship. If you go and see the photos of him, he loads his arrows with his feet and shoots with his feet. Amazing. He worked at it for 9 years to become that good. There's a girl overseas, I'm sorry, I forget her name. She's missing her right eye. So she shoots with this eye. So she leans her head across the string. Extremely fit lady. So the fact that she's missing one eye she still gets the national team and still shoots well competitive scores. When I shot the nationals, I shot with a person who used to shoot with this eye. So he'd lean his head across the string and shoot with this eye. Now, it's not the technique you'd teach someone. It's, it looks funny. It's not the correct form. But you know what? He practiced. He was the Australian champion. So it gets back to the more you shoot, the better you're going to get. And it's not that you say, well, I'm fat, uncoordinated, and running wouldn't help me in archery. Absolutely it would. The fitter you get, the better you're going to shoot, the more you're going to lower your heartbeat. The more you pump weights, the stronger you're going to get. That's going to help you because it's going to avoid injury. So the more you do to improve yourself, the better you're going to get. Now, there's going to be nights not like today, which is absolutely amazing. There's going to be days where it's windy, it's cold, it's raining. You're going to get home from work, it's really cold, it's dark, and you don't want to shoot. And that's fine. You can just not shoot. You can sit inside and watch TV. You can sit on site on Facebook. That's cool. But there's going to be someone else out there in the rain, someone at home in the cold shooting, and they're going to be improving. And that's what it gets back to. So the only reason you've got not to be good is laziness. That's it. Because if you want to improve, the only thing you've got to do is practice. And it doesn't matter if you have a $2,000 bow like this or a $200 bow. I have a $2,000 bow because I'm sitting here putting the time in, and I think I deserve a decent looking bow that shoots nice. I don't want to shoot with a $200 bow when I'm putting all these hours of effort in. So when it gets back to the whole shooting technique and form, my major thing I always say to people is shoot arrows. If a person is shooting arrows every day, they're generally improving. And the whole form thing, and yeah, look, people can have terrible form and all the rest of it. But if I see someone who shoots every day, chances are they're going to get pretty good. And they can improve their form because they're actually working on it. Because if you work, you're going to improve. Now on that, the other thing I'm going to say is you have to believe in yourself. And I'm not saying believe in yourself shooting the Olympics, because I have people come in and say, I'm going to shoot in the Olympics. Yeah, okay. Chances are you're not. But you don't start off with that goal. You start off with the goal is, I'm going to try to shoot every night and see what happens, or I'm going to shoot twice a week. I'm going to shoot once a week. And then you try and build your way up. My goal was to build up to 50 pounds or 45 pounds. I started at 32 and I've been working my way up. Now my scores haven't been good as I've been working my way up, and I know I need to shoot more. But this is the goal. I'm working towards it. Now if I have a win and I get a little gold medal for $2, which is worth $2, it really, when I say it doesn't worry me, it really doesn't. What worries me is the amount of work I put in. Because the gold medal is a reflection of who's competing on the day. If I'm competing against an Olympian, I'm going to get my ass whipped. So if I'm shooting by myself, well, I'm going to get a gold medal. It really doesn't tell me much. What it tells me when I shoot in a tournament is how I'm going in myself. It tells me how I shoot under pressure. I don't really enjoy shooting tournaments, to be quite honest. I like days like this, shooting arrows. I'm out here by myself, just shooting arrows. I kind of like that. I do shoot tournaments, and I shoot tournaments because it gives me a gauge of how I'm going and how I'm progressing towards my goals. And for me, it's a measure of how much I've worked up to that tournament. It's a gauge of, I put this much effort in and this is my results at the end of the day. And it's not the medal, it's about how I've improved. And it's a measure to myself that I can do this. So after the tournament on Sunday that I'm shooting in, I'm going to basically, I'll probably shoot a bit of compound after that, and I'm going to set up a heavier poundage recurve. So going back to this whole coaching thing and practice, look, there's shooting form and technique, but start off with shooting regularly. It's no different to jogging. It's no different to going to the gym. When I went to the gym every morning at 6 o'clock, there was the same people in there every day. And I'd go to the gym and there'd be about 40 people in there at 6 o'clock in the morning. There were some people there at 5:30. Mothers, fathers, old people, young people. And I thought to myself, do you know, if archers were this dedicated, there'd be some really big scores shot. And that's all it is. It's putting that dedication in. Whether it's lifting weights, riding a push bike, jogging, archery is no different. The only difference in archery is you can actually get to the Olympics. You can get to World Championships. You can shoot major shoots, and you can win state championships, and you can win national championships just through hard work. It's very hard to work hard at basketball and join the Australian national team, because it's hard enough even to get on a basketball team in the first place, even if you're really good. Archery, if you're good and you want to make the Olympics, all you've got to do is go and shoot this amazing score prior to the Olympics, and you're on the Australian team and you're on the Olympics. And if the score's that good that you shoot an amazing score which is world class, you've got a chance of winning a gold medal. It's that simple. So at the end of the day, in the whole form thing, it gets back to practice. The top Olympians are shooting 6, 7, 8 hours a day. They don't have time off. That's what they've got to do to be the best. And it's hard work. And even the world champions in compound, they're practicing all the time. They generally work, shooting 6, 7 hours a day. They do this full time as a living. So that's my first video on practice. I am going to go through shooting form and technique, and I'll go through gym stuff, and the whole mental game, not psyching yourself out. I'll go through all that. But the most important thing I always tell people is shooting, and shoot close to the target. 10 meters. Shoot so all your arrows are in the gold, and gradually move your way backwards. Don't move back to 70 meters and then you're spraying arrows around the target. You're wasting your time. Shoot up nice and close and build technique, build form, build strength, and build confidence in yourself. Doesn't matter what other people think. It matters what you think, and it matters on what you believe your goals are, and it matters that you believe in yourself, where you're going and what you're doing. And I tell you, if you're shooting 30 arrows a night, that's pretty good. And you just say to yourself, hey, I'm shooting 30 arrows a night, that's pretty good. Because it's better than sitting there on Facebook or sitting there in front of TV. 30 arrows a night might take you 15, 20 minutes. Even if it takes you half an hour. Get up that half an hour earlier and shoot those arrows, even if it's at 10 meters. You will see a difference. And after 6 months, that difference will be strength. You'll be able to increase your poundage. It will be scores. You'll be steadier when you shoot. You won't be thinking so much about the whole thing, and you'll probably feel better in yourself as well. So that's my first tip of the series, but then I'll go into form and everything else. Thank you for watching. I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Thank you. Bye.